Hello, hello, my loves, and welcome to EQ with Jah. This guy. So I live in my head. I love living, we all live in our head, but a lot of us think in our head and live in our external. I live in my world and I think in my external. And so for me, sometimes I stop and think about how my interpretation of life is so much different than others. And I've learned that we've catered to a world that allows us to not only lie to each other efficiently and effectively, so much so that we buy products, believe in things we shouldn't, give away our life savings, our bodies, everything to, versus trusting the truth, which is sometimes painful or always painful. And instead of allowing that pain to happen to extract something that doesn't belong and heal properly, we would rather keep the pain and learn how to mend that wound. And what I'm talking about is honesty. I have recognized throughout my life how honesty activates people in the best ways. Even if the reaction on the onset is negative, where they're like, who do you think you are? How do you feel you know me? Who are you to tell me the truth? I had someone say that once. Who are you to tell me the truth? And they were like, wait a minute. That sounds crazy. That means everyone in my life is lying to me. Yes. And I always tell people, I don't know you from yesterday to have an attachment to your narrative. That's not disrespectful, it's honest. So for me to lie to you, what implied intent would I have or benefit would that come from me not knowing you? You know what I mean? So I tell the truth always. I tell people I used to be one of those kids where because I was gay, I had to learn how to lie because society told me to lie, not realizing I could always tell the truth and I could just let society be uncomfortable with my truth versus me being uncomfortable with my truth because society said I had to be. That's a sentence. Look it up. As I've grown throughout my adult years, even when I give my opinion, because it touches a little bit of emotional truth, I usually get that reaction of, ugh, you talk too much. Oh, you're such a know-it-all. Oh, Jawan's gonna tell you what he feels, he thinks he knows. And it's always made me laugh because the same people or the same energy always comes back to me like Father Jawan, Mama Jawan, Big Brother Jawan, Big Sister Jawan. Can I have a hug? You were right. And I always tell people, I don't want to be right. I told the truth. The truth will always set you free, my friend, my friend, my friend, as long as you understand that you have nothing to hold on to except your own self-respect. By allowing myself to know that my truth will activate people sometimes in a response that everyone's not going to want. Sometimes people are going to get mad at me. They're not going to want to be around me. They're not going to like the perception of me. But then when they realize, he's just trying to help me grow. Maybe I don't like his methods. Maybe I don't like his presentation. But his end effect, his product is helping me grow or helping me heal. This is the only thing I ever have the intent to do when I speak the truth. I never ever have any malice or ill intent behind it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a human. There's moments when I'm like, ugh, dude, do you know, dude, who the hell are you talking to? That's funny. Like, I have those emotions, but I also know that my honest truth is let them have their moment. They don't have to know how you're going to react because they don't know that everyone else has a reaction to the behavior and the presentation which they present to you. Everyone can choose to lie. I always meet people, I'm being nice. Being nice has been misconstrued in the craziest way, and maybe not. Honestly, to me, being nice means being fake. Being kind means being honest. I'd rather you be kind to me because it means that you understand the sympathetic moment of me feeling bad, but empathetically, you also understand that in order for me to get to a new place of growth and healing, I have to see the whole spectrum of what's actually happening versus me just shutting down and believing it's your fault. And so if I lie to you and you go out to the world and experience this lie and you come back and tell me this is not a lie, here's the truth, well, now you have this new border up, this new barrier up, this new wall up against the world because you don't trust. This is the whole point of our society. We have taught each other how not to trust our own thinking. Do you understand how messed up that is? Like, You literally are taught, if you think a thought, no, that's not real. That can't be real. No, I'm crazy. That's not real. But someone else can think it, draw it, make it, blueprints for it, engineer it, fabricate it, produce it, make it a physical product, and now you're like, okay, it's real. I mean, I thought of that, but I didn't know it could be real. Stop playing yourself short. When you stop lying to yourself, you will always tell the truth. You can't lie to a world that deserves the truth when you know that you grow from telling the truth. You will always reach your destination when you tell the truth. Why am I upset? I don't know. I don't feel good. Okay, why don't you feel good? Because I feel like I should have done that. That's fine that you feel you should have, but what do you feel you really want to do? Well, this is what I really want to do. Great. Now that we have identified what you want to do, where do you think that should have came from? I don't know, parenting something else. You know where it came from. Okay, well, my dad said I had to do this and I respect him, but he really made me feel like I had to work myself to death before I actually cared about myself. That's a real statement, a real emotion, a real awareness and consciousness of truth. You gotta take truth that deep. If you do not take truth that deep, then you will always have some sediment of a lie that somebody else embedded in you. And that means you're catering to someone else's garden. I reference this statement a lot in a lot of my videos. But again, you do not want to spend 20-something years mending someone's garden. If anything that the history of anything about the world has taught us, especially slavery, do not mend someone else's garden, because then you become a product of everything that they did not want to deal with. And then energetically, you believe that's what you deserve. This is why, again, systematically, even though we have been oppressed as a Black community, there's still times when in my own Black community where I posted a video, LGBTQ people are so subjectified to the hate and bigotry of the world because of hurt people hurting hurt people. So again, we have to open up our mindsets to remember, if you say, do I really feel this way? No. So then why am I so mad at this person? I don't really know. Because you can't say, because it's disgusting. Fine, it's disgusting to you. But why? I don't know, because of this, that. Okay, because of this action. Why the feeling? Well, someone told me, because you know what I get? It's always going to come back to someone told me to feel this way. It's never going to be, I genuinely feel this way. No, you don't. In order for you to genuinely feel something, you have had to believe that since you were born, and you just go throughout life living that. That's why when someone says, you've been confident since a child, you can't tell me shit about my personality. That's the point where they say there's core values we have. There's nothing that can shake my core values. It doesn't matter how much or how down I am. I know who I am because my truth is my truth. I said my truth is, but my truth is I know that I have more worth than anything that I ever can lie to myself about. I can always say, Juwan, well, no, you didn't try. You don't deserve it. No. Even deep down inside, I was like, Juwan, you actually didn't try. Yeah, you're right. Juwan, well, you deserve it, but why do you deserve it? I mean, like, you're a good person, but did you actually put in the work to get it? These are real honest truths. And when you can do this with yourself, anytime you have an activation with someone who has not done the work and you speak your truth and you tell them a truth about themselves, who the hell are you to try to tell me about me? I've been this way my whole entire life. I know who the hell I am. That's fine if that's who you have been your entire life. But your reaction should not be the same your entire life. You can think and feel however you want. No one can change that. But you are in control of your reaction. Remember, we're in charge of our emotions, never in control. The only thing we're in control of is our free will, which helps us dictate and allocate which type of emotions go to which reaction. So if you're reacting in a way that's, again, helping your ego growth, helping your soul to heal, accept it. A long time ago, even for myself, I recently wrote a blog about it where it was, I did not learn how to accept someone else's truth. I would instantly get offended because I thought that person was trying to diminish my ego and the sense of being of my intelligence. And right there, it's your ego is not you. Something gave this to you through your parents and then manifestation through the whole science of how humans evolve. Okay, that's one spectrum of the world. But then you also have this emotional soul being that's inside of you that gets to dictate how you feel based on the things it remembers. This is where our sense of intelligence comes from. And yeah, smart is adaptable, which is the body, the ego. But the soul is intelligence because it's been here before and it has memories of things that we have dare to dream of, but yet never put on pen and paper. Everything that exists in you is another reality that can be existing for someone else, and it activates them. This again is our truth. We have to step into our truth and know what it means for us. And so for me, myself, when people would say, Joanne, you do this, what I heard is, Joanne, sometimes this is your truth, and I don't know how to respond to it because you're so confident in your truth. That's okay if you don't know how to speak to someone as confident as me, but don't diminish yourself because you think that I feel something towards you when I speak my truth. I don't. I just see what I see as a pattern or a replication of someone else's energy, and how you manifest it and how you interpret that, again, is contextual value. What you pull out of something when you take it in is your choice. You don't have to take any of it. You can take some of it. You can take all of it, but it's still not you if it's coming from somewhere outside of you. If it's coming from something that you feel is coming from inside of you, outside of you, from above, whatever, that is source, that's spirit, that's saying that you need to vibrate out and speak your truth, because that truth is meant to be felt, it's meant to be experienced, it's meant to be heard. So do not allow yourself to feel bad when you speak the truth and someone doesn't like it. I mean, at the end of the day, you can be empathetic to someone, you can be a little nicer. I know that I don't always deliver things the way that makes everyone feel better, but I also understand that that's not always my job. I know when to let that person know, I did not mean to make you feel this way. There was no intent behind my truth. It's just my observation. It's your reality. It's your world. Take what you want and do with it. But I also understand that there's people who are going to react because they've been a character for so long. It doesn't matter what I say. That character is ready to react, and anything that happens in that reaction is their truth. And that for me is a lie. And I don't need to pacify that type of being nice to someone who has a temperament and behavior that's now controlling their personality. This is Behaviorism 101 when I worked with animals. If an animal is acting out, it's not because they're a bad animal. They're acting out because their temperament has got set to a point where they have to react this way to feel protected. And then when they feel protected, their behavior starts showing you how they were abused or how they were neglected. And then their personality shows you how much love they're ready to receive and how much they can give. Trace it back and find your own love. This is the truth of the spirit, the mind, and the ego. You have to learn how to put prioritization on all of these in different realms at each and different moment of your life. But there's 1, 2, 3. Just remember that. Here's if it makes it easy for you. This is my left hand. It's reflected back the other way, and this is my right hand. But in the middle is me. I am the free will. I am the tertiary aspect of every decision that my logical mind decides to make and my right mind decides to feel. Whatever these things do together, I am the yin and yang that makes them the correlation. I am the earth that lets them be the above to the so below. I am everything in between that is the catalyst as a vessel for the universe to use me as something that is greater than myself, which is truth. Truth will always set you free because truth is meant to give you your integrity, your clarity, your love of self-respect so you can keep building, cultivating, and giving back in a way that's healthy to community so that it's healthy to you. Remember, you are your environment. That is the ebb and flow of life. If you have an unhealthy environment, you'll have an unhealthy emotional experience. If you have a healthy environment, then you have a healthy experience. And then from there, it goes inside where, okay, well, it's a healthy experience, which is stable, but is it what I need to keep growing, or is it enough of what I need? This is an answer that you have to give to yourself, but start with your truth so that when you speak to people who are just trying to love you through your pain, you see that it's there to help you be a catalyst to growth and not a hindrance to your suffering. All right, guys, as always, I love you. Thank you so much for following this far along. Always follow me on here, IG, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, as well as my website, epicity.org, where you'll find fresher vlogs. I've been pumping it up lately, but you know, they're at my leisure. They come, they go. I just write when I feel. As always, my services and everything else is provided there. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Be honest with yourselves. Be true to yourselves. Besos. Mwah, 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 mwah.